First of all, can you just kind of explain what's going on in your own words?
Yeah. So, um, I was born with, oh geez, Tetralogy of Fallot and Pulmonary Atresia.
Okay.
So, but normally kids that are born with this only have part of their pulmonary artery gone. I
Mm,
was born completely without it.
wow.
And they didn't even know I had a heart condition until one doctor was just looking at charts randomly and was like, this doesn't look right. So I managed to keep myself alive for 3 days.
For after that period. So in other words, or before they found that, you mean?
Before they found it, I kept myself
Wow.
alive for 3 days. And then they looked at my chart and was like, this doesn't look right.
Yes. And then so when they found that, what happened once they found that?
So they life-flighted me to San
Mhm.
Francisco and
Okay.
they did open heart. They closed the hole in my heart. And
Mm.
then I've had 20 surgeries, 7 open heart. My lungs have collapsed. My diaphragm has collapsed. I have one working vocal cord. The other one's
I
paralyzed.
can hear it. I have the same thing, by the way. I have an implant in my throat, which is the only way that I can make sound. So I sound like you without this implant. Oh no, you can't see the cut on my neck, but I hear you on all of it. So then
Yeah.
this just sounds like a nightmare, really. So surgery after surgery, vocal cord paralysis. Was this when you were younger, or has this been consistent throughout your life?
It's been consistent throughout my life. Like
Wow.
I have random surgeries every once in a while.
With this next surgery coming up, there is a surgery, am I right? In March, or did I make that up?
Yeah, there's multiple. There's probably, so they recently found out
Mm.
that because I was randomly struggling with breathing and they're like, she's fine. I'm like, I'm
Mm.
not fine.
Mm-mm.
Like, and then they did more tests and they're like, wait.
You're not
So
fine. Yeah.
I have, they found an aneurysm on my heart
Mm.
and then cysts in my lungs.
Okay.
And then I have pulmonary hypertension.
Oh, on top of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And what are they saying? Like, so this all came from this hole in your heart, essentially, just so I have the storyline. So it all came from that. It was those 3 days you survived, then all of this sort of unraveled. So
Yeah. And then,
surgeries to repair what? Is the surgery to keep fixing different parts of your body?
yeah, because I have a donated artery.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So they
They
just,
keep having to replace it.
that's what they're doing. So that's what this surgery is, to keep replacing that artery.
Yes.
And what are they telling you now? Not what are you feeling, but what are they telling you about this next surgery? What should it do for you?
Well, the one coming up, they're just doing a cath to figure out what they can do.
Okay.
Then they might put more stents in, but they don't know because I already have so many stents in my lungs.
Mm-hmm.
So after that one, they want to do another open heart and they want to take out a part of my lung. And then they don't know, they have no idea what to do with my lungs after that. They just want to figure out what happens.
As they
And
go.
then they want to remove the artery, put a new one on because they
Wow.
have to remove the aneurysm because it's pressing on my heart.
Oh my God. So so there's a lot going on. I was going to say, has anybody talked to you about transplant, like a heart and lung transplant, which sounds insane, but is that even something would fix the issue?
They said not right now.
Not right now. Well, they're trying to preserve you probably for as long as
Yeah.
possible without one. Yeah, which they did with me too. Oh my God, which they told me like now, however many years ago, so I have no sense of time, but probably about 7 years ago, they were like, if you don't have a transplant tomorrow, this was 7 years ago, you will die in the next few days. Like, I mean, I have been told, and to go home and make a decision not to do it, because I said no, because I didn't feel like it was the right time, which thank you God was the best decision ever because I waited all those years till I really had to do it, you know? But wow, that's intense. But in other words, so right now that's not the idea. Transplant's not the idea. It's to get
Yeah.
you as healthy as you can be in your state, essentially.
Yeah.
And what does it look like? Is it hopeful in terms of what they're saying? Again, not what you're thinking, but what they're saying.
It's like hopeful, but at the same time, it's like you do that, I might have another surgery. So like,
Yeah, it's
you have to
hopefully
reappoint.
miserable. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Wow. And so just so I understand, so this next one specifically, you're doing a cath, which makes me think they're checking on the pH, right? Pulmonary hypertension.
Yeah.
And then how bad is that? Is that manageable, your pH?
Yeah, it's annoying because like I can't I can't get like overly excited without like not being able to breathe. Can't get too upset. Can't
Exactly.
run. Can't walk to the grocery store. Like I
I
can't.
hear you.
Like it's manageable, but I have to carry around my oxygen
I know.
everywhere.
I know. I
Like I
really
used
know.
to
Yeah.
be a roller skater. I can't do that. It's been
Yeah.
like rapidly getting worse. So that's why they're like, okay, it's getting worse quicker.
Yes.
You don't know what to do. And I'm like,
And what are you feeling then? Like, are you feeling on the inside just complete like hopelessness, or what are you feeling? Because it sounds like on the outside, it's coming at you like, people are just coming in trying to experiment on you, and nobody has any idea what's going on, and that does not feel like it's coming into you as a very hopeful feeling. I mean, how do you feel with all of this going on?
scared. Like my depression and anxiety has just skyrocketed.
And what are you thinking when you're having that? Are you thinking, oh my God, I'm going to die? Or, oh my God, I'm going to be in pain forever. I'm never going to be able to live a normal life. Are there thoughts that are specifically going through your head?
Like I'm not gonna be normal. Like there's a chance I have to be on oxygen for the rest of my life, no matter what they do. And I'm 16. I want a normal life.
Exactly. I understand. And has nobody offered the possibility of something in that world of normal? Has anybody said to you, if we do these things and if we can get these done in a certain amount of years, you will have that? Or is it just complete confusion in the world of doctors?
They don't think I'll make it.
They don't. Yeah. Believe me, I know that very well too. The amount of doctors that thought I wouldn't make it, like, as I say, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I am alive. And I have heard a lot of doctors tell me I'm not going to make it. And it's very difficult to believe you will when they're telling you you won't. Do you believe them when they say that? Or does something inside of you not believe them?
Like part of me believes it, but like I've heard it so many
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Like when I was little, it was like every single surgery, it was like almost routine. They say goodbye to your parents.
Right.
Like I'd be like,
Forever. I
I'm
know.
5. Like
Wow. What you have inside is so incredible. Like it's so the epitome of like bravery and strength that it's just almost unimaginable. You're making me emotional because you're making me remember. You're going to make me cry. Like you're actually, you're making me feel like everything, because now it's so weird to be without oxygen and speaking to you normally and breathing because I have someone else's lungs in my body, but I know how you feel, like so much. It's insane. And where you're like, I can't bear it anymore. It's like, it's too much, so I understand that feeling so well. And if I could have just told myself something will happen that will change the course of your life. And I guess the question is how to find that in your life, because that kept me going. The thought that something is going to happen. When the doctors told me nothing could be done, right? Nothing. I thought, all right, I'm going to go home and I am going to become a doctor. Like I went into research mode. I was like, what food can I eat that's going to help me? How can I keep myself as healthy as possible? What food heals the arteries? Okay, I can't exercise, but I'm going to make myself walk from the bathroom to the room. Like I watched, documentaries about people that were like overcoming death, and I was like, wow, if they can do it, I can do, it was just this constant filtering in my mind because I couldn't bear the thought of them being right. And it was miraculous that I got better. So I do believe, like I always say, it sounds so cheesy, but I'm like, as long as we're breathing, there's hope. If we're doing this now in honor of other people going through what you're going through, how do you keep your strength intact? How do you go through one thing after the other? And how do you probably have moments where you want to give up, but you haven't given up? So how do you, even though you might have come close, you haven't, so how do you not give up? What can you tell somebody who wants to give up, who feels like you do, that it's completely hopeless, what can you tell them?
So I'd say, well, I'm pretty stubborn. Like I've kept myself alive so many times. Like it's gotten to the point where I've coded a few times and I've come back. Like, I just always like have a goal that like I'm going to do this. Like I used to be a runner. I really want to run again. Obviously, I can't run with this or like my biking. So like if I can get to a point where I'm like at least I can get myself to walk around the store with my oxygen but not get too tired.
Yep.
Maybe I could get like my oxygen because I have it as a backpack. I could wear it and just bike down the street and come back. Like
exactly.
I could do something.
You keep your focus on the things that you're trying to do, essentially your goals that you're trying to accomplish. Yeah. And do you feel like you're getting worse? Do you feel like you're getting better right now? Like how do you feel overall right now?
I feel like I'm getting worse.
Okay. What feels like it's worse? The breathing?
I think the breathing, I'm getting more tired than like I've been. Like I will like wait, my oxygen will fall off when I'm asleep, and then I'll wake up, but like I have a hard time waking up and I'm just like pale and like that's never happened. Or like I wanted to go to the mall with friends and like I had to sit down every 5 minutes.
Yes, I understand. Oh, I understand so much, you know. Do you feel like you're in good care? Like in your hospital, do you feel like they're actually solid people taking care of you? Uh-oh.
That's a funny story.
Uh-oh.
I've gone to the ER so many times and we're like, she's not breathing. And like these people. So first time we go to the ER, we go in, I can't breathe. They look at my x-rays and my lungs were so enlarged that they were shoving my organs down.
Wow.
They look at my x-ray and they go, she's fine.
Oh my God.
She's probably faking it. Come on, she's fine. I'm like, I can't breathe. They bring in a specialist after we argue with them. And he goes, you were going to send her into a cardiac cath with these lungs? And they're like, yeah. They're like, you could have killed her. And they're like, oh, she's fine. And they're like, put her on a breathing treatment. So they put me on a breathing treatment. The doctor that tried to send me home comes in and goes, oh, you're done. It's like, I've only done 2 rounds. You wanted me to do 3. No, you're done. Removes the breathing treatment early. The other doctor comes in and he goes, why did you unplug my patient? She goes, she's a teenager, so she's dramatic. And he's like,
oh my gosh, that's what they said?
Yeah, they think I'm being dramatic because I'm a teenage girl.
On top of everything going on, my God, all right, that's just...
We came back the next week because I had severe chest pain from the aneurysm pressing on my heart. And they do an EKG and everything. Then like they send me to the waiting room when I'm like in agonizing pain. Then they bring me back to like there's an area where you sit in chairs. That's like the lowest of it. You go in the waiting room, then you go into another room where you just sit in chairs. It's like
that's not even the waiting room. Yeah, exactly.
So we're sitting in there. I'm passing in and out of consciousness because of the pain. My mom runs out there and says, can someone help us? A doctor looks in and goes, oh, she's twitching and her eyes are moving, so she's fine.
Unbelievable.
As I'm just like laying there not being able to breathe. And then they bring me back and they put me on a breathing treatment. And he goes, what's your pain level? And I go,
100.
I'm at a level 10, help me. And he goes, did you want morphine? And I'm like, anything. He goes, oh, you don't get any. You can have Tylenol.
Oh my gosh, who are these people?
Yeah, and then he did it 3 more times.
Is this the hospital that you're going to right now?
Yes.
Oh no, where are you? Where do you live? Are you anywhere?
Sacramento.
You're where? Oh, sorry.
Sacramento.
Sacramento. Is it possible to go be seen at someone at UCLA? I mean, and I only say this because this place, like I sound like I work for UCLA, but oh my God, the quality of doctors in each department that are like, they almost like, I mean, they literally saved my life, but they put me on life support on ECMO, and that happened actually at Cedars-Sinai. They transferred me to UCLA. But wow, the care and the doctors that use, I'm just wondering if you could be seen, like if it's even possible. I know it's tricky, but if there's any way to get into the hands of people you trust.
They're like higher up doctors are better, but I'm like, I don't like,
I know.
um,
Yeah.
the amount of times these people have almost killed me.
I know, believe me, I know that too. I know that too. I went for so many years and nobody could figure out what was even wrong with me. So I've lost hope in doctors. But when I went to UCLA, I got it back because I was like the caliber of the way they think and the specialists, and they come up with a plan. So this is what I feel for you is like, it's so scattered and you have this feeling that they're experimenting on you. And that is the disturbing part psychologically.
Yeah.
The fact that you don't have a game plan. This is not what this call's not about getting you to UCLA, but I'm saying if there is a way for you to actually do a consultation with a doctor, like a pulmonologist, I guess that you target pulmonology because of the pH, and then from there they would expand, but just to get an opinion of people that really like, this is what they're known for. They might have a completely different perspective on a plan for you, and you might actually feel that feeling of, oh my God, like, we're heading somewhere, and okay, it's a lot easier to go through surgeries when you know you're headed somewhere. You know what I mean? Versus let's just see. And so just an idea. I mean, again, this call's not about UCLA, but if you guys can get there, or even do a Zoom, like do an appointment with a doctor on Zoom, and there's always a way to do that stuff. Send them all your records, see if they have any thoughts, because they might come up with something that's really different. And I know you've seen so many people that you're sick of everyone, and I know that feeling so well. But if you do that, I can recommend my team and see if they can somehow just guide you differently, because you never know,
Yeah.
These are just sort of ideas to kind of get a sense of who you are and how you get through your day, and what is it like for you?
So lately I'm trying to get myself like on a schedule for like, because it gets like, it's hard for me to get out of bed in the morning. Like,
Yes.
try to get out of bed, and then I always try to make my bed, even though it wears me out. I still try to do it. Then I get dressed. Then I can't go to school right now.
So you're not in school. How long have you not been in school?
So I had to be moved to independent study.
Okay. So for a while, or a bit,
Yeah, because like I can't walk through the halls. I get too tired.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm in independent study, so I work on homework, and then I at least try to leave the house at least once a day.
And what is that, like a walk around the block kind of thing, which probably takes a long time, but is that the idea?
So like I might have my mom take me on a drive real quick, or
Okay, to get some life. Yeah. Some outside life.
sitting in my house is not wonderful.
It can be very depressing. And then, so outside, come back, and then what does it look like? Sort of like more rest, I imagine, because of energy. Yeah.
But I play, I'm a drummer, and I play
Gosh.
ukulele, and I sing.
Oh my God. Is music your passion?
Yes.
How great. So singing, drum, and ukulele?
Yeah.
What is the most? Is it singing or is it drums? Sounds like drum.
I'd say because I sing and write music with my ukulele.
Fantastic. Do you do it? Do you record yourself and play?
I haven't figured out how to do that. Like I have a setup, but I have no idea how to get started. Like I want to, but I don't know how.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is what pulled me through, by the way. My whole making music and writing songs about exactly how I felt, so that I didn't like jump off a cliff. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I literally sat there and wrote to myself. That song, Be Brave, everyone's like, who did you write it for? And I'm like, me. Because I was so low, and I needed help. So that's amazing. Oh my God, I'm so happy for you that you make music. That stuff can save your inside.
Music is what keeps me going.
Amen to that. Do you actually write songs? Like, are you writing music? Are you writing about what's going on?
lately I've been trying to.
Mhm. Wow, this is amazing. You could literally create an album about your story, which would
Yeah.
hit so many people. Oh my goodness. And then record it. And I mean, even if you performed it on your phone, is this what you want to do? Like futuristically, is this what you want to do?
Yeah.
As of now, yeah, as of now, you want to make music. Amazing. Where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself on stage performing with a ukulele? Is that the visual?
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would be the visual. But I'm just visualizing you like on a stage. I performed with oxygen. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody was like, wow, you're breathing so much better. And I was like, no, I'm not. To get up on stage, it's 3 steps, 3, right? And I had my tank named Steve Martin, and I would go. So we would play, everybody's like, I would have to stand up on stage, and the minute the lights would go on, I would have to sing. And I was like, and I didn't want anybody to know. So I would go onto the stage and we would show a video of my story. And
Yeah.
it wasn't because we wanted to show a video. I just needed 3 minutes to catch my breath. So everything was timed, right, to make it possible. So it's just a matter of sort of like figuring stuff like that out to make it possible. I didn't not perform. I just did it a different way. It is difficult, obviously, but it's not impossible. Can you sing and breathe when you sing?
Yeah, it's getting harder, but I can.
Yeah, but that's also probably going to keep you stronger. It's going to keep your lungs going.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is wonderful. First of all, I know that like in all of this depressingness, like just the fact that there's music is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Because that was going to be my question for you is what's the futuristic visual? Because that's the most important thing to me is keeping that in your head. When someone's telling you blah, blah, blah about your life and death and death and death and death and progressive, my least favorite word in the whole world, progressive, right? Everything's progressive. And then you can keep your mind on what your plan is, not their plan. Do you have a secret plan for yourself of sort of like living with this, performing with this, like getting better, making yourself, do you have a secret plan or not
Yeah.
yet?
Yeah, I've kind of.
Okay. Do
So
you want to
like,
share? Because if it's private too, I don't want to take it away from you. But if you want to share it, please do.
no, yeah. So I'm hoping
Mhm.
that if I can get off this, or when I can at least get to a point where I'm like, I can breathe, even if I have to stay on oxygen.
Yep. Yep.
So when I raced BMX and stuff, I used to be really fit
Mhm.
because like I have to stay fit because my core strength my core has been cut into so much that like I lose core strength if I don't work out or anything.
Yep. I hear you.
So like if I get better enough, I'm hoping I can start working out again. Then I'll definitely want to stay working on my music.
Yep.
And then with my music, I'd want to try to get like steady job that I can fall back on.
Mhm. A backup. Yep.
Yeah, backup. So I really want to be like a cardiac nurse because I already know so much about the heart.
Yes. Oh my
So
God, so wonderful.
my fallback plan for music is a cardiac nurse.
Amazing. You could always do both too. No reason
Do
you can't
both
do
too.
both. Oh my God, and you've had such amazing training. Like you know way more than a cardiac nurse. You know what it's like to be, oh my God, how amazing. I love that you have these visuals in your head. This is what got me through, I had those secret, like, whenever they would tell me bad things, I would replace those with my visual for myself. And all of this, oh, before I forget, I wanted to, Noah Greenspan, who was my pulmonary therapist in New York. So everybody was scared of me. They were like, we're not touching you. You can't move. My heart was 3 times the normal size. They were like, we are not messing with you. Don't move, is what the doctors told me. Turns out that was not the right thing to do. And I went to this guy, Noah Greenspan, who's like a jokester guy. Amazing. He's a doctor. He's actually very serious, even though he is a jokester. I went, and like positive is there to make you better. Wasn't scared of me, got me on the treadmill. I went from not being able to walk to the treadmill to running on the treadmill for like 2.5 minutes, which when you can't breathe is a lot. If you are interested, he does online things. He will hype you up. He'll tell you what to do, what not to do. He got my mind right.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I can't do it. I can't drink because of pulmonary. He's like, drink this cup of water, get on the treadmill. You're young. We are going to make you work. It's going to be difficult. And I was like, Okay. I got my pressures were at 180, I think, when they were at their 180. I was basically dead.
Wow.
My pressures, they said you will not get better. You will die. They thought it was a matter of days at that point because I had PVOD too, which is your veins, not just your arteries. They close and basically kill you.
Wait, tell me his name.
Oh yeah. It's Noah Greenspan, and he just will get you walking and not being so scared of your own body. Because if you can make your body stronger, and this was the principle, I had to take 180 pressure and I had to make my heart work even harder so that the 180 didn't matter as much. You see what I mean? Because the 180 can kill you, right? But if we could build my heart up to more and more and more and get the strength, then I could take those pressures. So my heart took those pressures for years and years and years. And with my food, I changed my food, and I can talk to you all about that, which basically healed my arteries. It's the most boring, depressing food situation you can imagine. It's almost a joke, but I didn't care because I was going to die. And I was like, well, anything is better than dying. As basically you're eating vegetables, fruits, no salt, no fat, because ironically it affects the artery. Oh, you won't even believe how depressing it is. A salad with salad. I ate beans. I ate quinoa and vegetables for years. But and nothing happened at first. I didn't get better. But a couple years down the thing, my pressures they were at 90, then they were at 60. And about 3 years with Noah, training with him, my lungs, after they told me there's no way you will get better, right? 3 years later, my pressures were down at 32, almost normal. Nobody, my doctors almost had a panic attack. They're like, we don't understand what you're doing. But I just did everything I could to heal my body. So I don't know where you are in your state of willingness to do things, but between you creating art for your soul, right? And I know, again, it sounds cheesy, but it really does feed you. Calling Noah to get you in a place physically where you're actually stronger so you can withstand what you're going through, which will get your mind more right, And if you're open to eating disgustingly for a while to see if you feel better, you might find that you feel better. I have a protocol that I wrote out because people do reach out to me and they're like, what did you do? What did you? And the minute I strayed from that protocol and went back to my old thing, I got worse, ended up in heart failure, ended up in a coma, ended up on life support. Like food, my mind, like the minute I let go of those things, I got worse. So there is something to it, and I'm happy to send you all the stuff that I did. And even if you made a little bit of an improvement in that direction, I believe will help. But
I'm willing to try anything.
That's how I felt. I was like, if you gave me horse manure and told me that I had to, this is disgusting. I probably shouldn't put this on video, but if you had told me I had to lick horse manure every day to feel better, oh my God, I would have licked horse manure. This is disgusting, but it's true. I know that it's terribly depressing, and it must be I know how you feel. I had moments where I was like, I can't take it anymore. Like for real, I can't take it anymore. So, and I imagine, when it's like this, everybody kind of goes there a bit. If you can get yourself to where you're not, in the control of everyone else. Right now, it's like they're controlling your life. Everyone else is telling you what your future is going to be, and that you're going to die, or you're going to get worse, or you're not going to survive the operation. Everyone else is telling you this. And to give you back your control is my goal, because I needed that in order to survive. I took medicine. I did what I was supposed to do. I did not go against anyone. It wasn't about that. But I knew in my own head that I was going to work to get better. And that in that work, I was going to get better. Our bodies are made to heal. Something went wrong. And in my mind, I could reconstruct my body. So that's what I just want to tell you right now, is that I really do believe that we all can reconstruct based on just anatomy and the fact that we are made to heal, and that you can make yourself better. Everybody's like, don't give false hope, false hope. I believe in false hope. I live off false hope. I really do. I'm like, false hope turns into real hope, which helps you actually take control, heal your body, do everything you can, keep making your music, fill your mind with what you want, not with what you don't want. Keep it on the future. Everybody's like, live in the now, live in the now. I'm like, when I felt sick, the now, it's so depressing, the now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, forget the now. Live in the future. At night when I was scared, I would go in the past, actually. I was like, let me find a little safe place and go in the past because I couldn't go to bed. I was so scared. So I would think about my past, right? And I was like, oh, I remember that time when, and it was a comforting thing. And then I'd fall asleep, and every day, everyone was like, live in the now, live in the now. I'm like, forget the now. And I would live in the future. I lived completely in the future. And I just kept creating a future. And every time they told me there's no future, I'm like, and I will keep creating my future. Go through the surgery. If you can, have a second opinion at UCLA, talk to Noah, get yourself in a zone. Do everything you can do to heal yourself, which I believe you can. And you can keep yourself alive feeling better.
Yeah.
And I don't even mean to give you a suggestion, because who am I to give you a suggestion? But that's what helped me so much, you know, taking control back of my own life. And then my goal, if you're open to it, is to do this again with you after your next, like, bigger surgery or whatever you have to go through next, which I know is part of your protocol. But do that, heal from that. And while you're healing, let's get back on, if you'd be open to it, and tell us, because people are going to want to know how the progression of things and how much better you're feeling, and God willing, everything goes well. And
yeah. Yeah.
Yay. Well, then we have a commitment for after this next one. Good luck with all of it. And goodbye to your mama, who's in the back somewhere. Somewhere, maybe she's left. She gave up on us.
I was trying to give her space.
Oh, yes. Well, it's so wonderful that we got to talk like this.
Thank you so much. Like, you don't know the encouragement that this gives her.
I'm so glad. Well, and it's so wonderful to speak to you both. And I'm sending you like so much strength to get through everything and to build. Big kiss. Mwah.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.